Greetings to all. I am Dr. J. Jesslyn Drusilla, working as an assistant professor in the Department of EEE at Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology. In this video, we will solve few gate problems which were asked under distribution systems. If you see the gate syllabus in power systems, different subjects are being covered. So power generation concept comes under power plant engineering. And then we have few topics from transmission and distribution. And then we have few concepts from power system analysis. Next we have these topics from power system protection. And then we have few concepts from stability, and then this one is from power system operation and control. So now we will see 10 gate problems from distribution systems which comes under transmission and distribution. So let's go to the first question. The selection of size of conductors for a distributor in a distribution system is. We know in a distribution system we have feeders and then we have distributors, then we have service means. The design is based on, for feeder it is based on the current carrying capacity, and for distributor it is based on the voltage drop. The option here, it is voltage drop. At the same time, for a transmission system, so for a transmission system, the selection of size of conductors, it is based upon corona loss. Here they have asked only distribution system, so we have chosen the answer is voltage drop. Next question. The insulation resistance of a cable of length 10 km is 1 mega ohm. For length of 100 km of the same cable, the insulation resistance is. We know the formula for R is equal to rho L by A, but here it is not simply R, it is insulation resistance, that is R ins. The formula for insulation resistance of a cable is rho by 2 pi L ln of R2 by R1. So here we can conclude that insulation resistance is inversely proportional to L, because L is present in the denominator. So it is inversely proportional to L. So we can write R1 is inversely proportional to L1. So we can write R1 L1 is equal to R2 L2. So here it is given R1 as 1 mega ohm. So mega means 10 power 6, and L1 is given as 10 kilometer. And R2 we have to find, and L2 is given as 100 kilometer. So R2 can be found as, it is 1 mega into 10 divided by 100. So it is actually 0.1 mega. So the option is C. It is 0.1 mega ohm. And next one, for a cable they have given the value of L and C. They have asked the velocity of wave propagation. So velocity formula is V is equal to 1 by root of LC. So it is 1 by root of 0.201 micro into 196.2 pico. So what is micro and pico? So micro means 10 power minus 6. Pico means 10 power minus 12. We have also N stands for nano. It is 10 power minus 9. So when you solve this, 0.201 into 196.2 and take the square root of that and take the inverse of that, the answer is 0.159. And then we have root of pico and micro. So 0.159. So here it is 10 power minus 6 and this one is 10 power minus 12. So when we add this, it is 10 power minus 18, and take the square root of that, it will be 10 power minus 9. So the option is either it is B or D. So we need to check the values here. So it is M stands for milli and micro stands for 10 power minus 6. So here we have 10 power minus 9. So simply multiply by 10 power 3 here. So I'll be getting 159, and here it is 10 power minus 6. So the option is D. So D is the correct answer. And let's go to the next question. A single phase AC distributor supplies two single phase loads. The voltage drop from A to C is. So here they have given two loads. So load 1 is 40 ampere at unity power factor, and load 2 is 30 ampere at 0.8 PF lagging. And this is the resistance in this section. It is 0.35 J, and here it is 0.25 J. So we need to find the voltage drop from A to C. So what is VAC? It is actually VAB plus VBC. So we have to find the voltage drop. So we have to apply Ohm's law, which is V is equal to I into R. So we need to find the current flows in different sections. So for VBC, we can write as, it is the current is here is 40 ampere. So I can directly write as 40 into the X is 0.35 J. At the same time, for VAB, we have to find the current which flows in the AB section. So what is the current flows in the IAB? We need to add this current as well as this current. So how to add these two currents? It is an AC distributor. So here we need to take the angle also into consideration. So here the current is 30 ampere with the 0.8 PF lagging. So we know the cos inverse of 0.8 is 36.86. As it is lagging, we add minus 36.86 here. So the current which flows in the section IAB is 30 into angle minus 36.86 in addition with 40. This is the current which flows in the IAB section. So I multiply 30 angle minus 36.86 plus 40. This is the current. This is IAB. Multiply by RAB. So what is RAB? The answer is 0.25 J, which is given. So we need to multiply this and then add this. So when you solve this, we'll get the answer is 30.34 volt. So the answer is 30.34 volt. And next is, it comes under DC distribution system. They have given, we have two different feeders, VA and VQ, VP and VQ. And they have given the data as VP minus VQ as 3 volt, and the voltage at the minimum potential, minimum point is 220 volt. We don't know which is the minimum potential here, but the value is 220 volt. And they have asked what is the value of VP. Now let's solve this. So first we'll apply the voltage law, which is VP. So how to find VP? It is the voltage drop in PR plus VRS plus VSQ plus VQ. Here we can bring the VQ to the left hand side. So VP minus VQ can be written as VPR plus VRS plus VSQ. And VP minus VQ is given as 3 volt. It is given. And how to find VPR? Now let's apply the current here. So assume this current as IP. And so what will be this current? it is IP minus 10, and the current flows here is IP. So we have 20 flows here, so it will be minus IP minus 30, and here again 30 ampere flows here. So the current across the current flows in this SQ is IP minus 60. Now apply Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So in VPR it is IP minus 10 into R, which is 0.1. Again, for VRS it is IP minus 30 into 0.15. Again, for VSQ it is IP minus 60 into 0.2. Now expand everything. It is 0.1 IP. Here it is 0.15 IP, and it is 0.2 IP. And now the whole numbers, it is 1, and here it is 4.5, and here it is 12, and here the left hand side it is 3. So let's add all the IP terms. It is 0.45 IP, and adding the constants, it is, so it is 5.5, and it is minus 17.5. Now it is 20.5, which is equal to 0.45 IP. If you find the value of IP, it is 45.55 amps. Now let's apply here. So what is the current across current which flows in PR? It is actually IP minus 10. So the answer is 35.55 amps. And the current flows in RS is IP minus 30. So the answer is 15.55 amps. And the current flows in SQ is IP minus 60. So it is 45.55 minus 60. So the answer is minus 14.45. So the answer is minus. It means that the current flows in the opposite direction. So the current actually flows in this direction only, which is 14.45 amps. So here we can conclude that point S is the minimum potential point, and they have given the answer as 220 volt. The voltage at S is 220 volt. They didn't give the actual point, but they have given the value what minimum potential is 220 volt. Now we have found as the direction of current is reversed here, we conclude that point S, at point S it is the minimum potential. So now we need to find what is VP. So how to find VP? Again we can write it is VPR plus VRS plus VS. We can stop with this VS, where VS is known as 220 volt. Now how to find VPR? It is IP minus 10, which is 35.55 into 0.1, and VRS is 15, that is IRS 15.55 into 0.15 plus 220. So when you solve this, the answer is 225.89 volt. The answer is option A. Next problem. The rated voltage of a three-phase power system is given as. It is a direct question. So in three-phase, the whatever value which they give directly, it is actually RMS line-to-line voltage. Even in single phase, which we know 230 volt, it is actually an RMS value only. It is not the maximum or it's not the average, it is the RMS value. So in three phase also it is the RMS, and they will give the line-to-line voltage, which is the standard representation. Next question. It is from cable 110 kV 3-core coaxial XLPE insulated power cable delivering power at 50 Hz has the capacitance of 125 nanofarad per kilometer. If the dielectric loss tangent is 2 into 10 power minus 4, then dielectric power lost in this cable is. So we should know the formula here. So formula is P is equal to P square omega C tan del. And the voltage is given as 110 kilovolt, which is actually line voltage. That is the standard representation, but in calculation we always use phasor voltage. It is V phase only. So convert the phase line into phase voltage. So 110 by root 3. This one into square. And then omega. So omega is 2 pi into F. F is 50 here. And C is given as 125 N. N means nano, which is 10 power minus 9. Then tan del. So tan del is directly given as 2 into 10 power minus 4. So if you solve this, you'll get the answer as 31.7 watts per kilometer. Already the C is given in kilometer only. So you can directly take the answer, which is 31.7 watts per kilometer. Next problem. It is a distribution system. They have given 4 branches which has equal impedances, and the current values are given in the figure. So as it is equal impedance, we'll take the resistance as R. In all the branches it is R, and the current value is given. They are given as 1 plus J0. So this J is only for to give you some confusion. We can neglect this J0. So I will redraw the same system once again. So the current, the load current is here, it is 1 ampere, and here it is 2 ampere, and here it is 5 ampere. And this is the branch which is E1, E2, E3 and E4. Now what they have asked, the company's policy is to have minimum loss. So this is achieved by opening the branch. So by opening which branch can we get minimum loss? So for loss usually we'll take the formula as I square R. So now our task is to remove each branch, and then we need to find the power loss in each branch, and we need to add this. Now let's solve one by one. First we'll open branch E1. So redraw the circuit. So we simply open the branch E1. So we will neglect this branch, this entire branch. So I will redraw this. By this only it is coming. But draw all the load currents. We should not neglect that. Here it is 1, and here it is 2, and here it is 5. Now how to find the current in each branches? So here it is, as it is 1, so definitely 1 ampere flows here, and here as 2 ampere flows here, it is 3 ampere here, and here it will be 8 ampere, because from 8, 5 flows in the load and 3 comes in the branch, and out of this 3, by applying Kirchhoff's Ohm's law, 2 flows in this load and 1 ampere flows in this branch, and then this finally this 1 ampere goes to this load. So this is how we find the current in each branch. And now let's find the power loss. So it is I square R. We have to add all the power loss in different branches. So here it is 64 R. As it is 8, it is I square. So 8 square is 64 R. And then add, it is plus 5 plus 9. 3 square, it is 9 R. And then here it is 1 R. So when I add everything, it is 74 R. Now let's open the next branch. So by opening the branch E2, again draw the circuit. So mark the load everywhere. So the load current is, here it is 1, here it is 2, and here it is 5. Now how to find the branch current? So as 5 comes here, definitely 5 flows here, and here we need to add 5 and 2, it is 7 amps, and here it is 8 amps. Now let's find the power loss in each branch. So we can add 64 R plus 7 R, like 7 square R, it is 49 R, and then it is 5 here, it is 25 R. So if you add everything, the answer is 138 R. This is the power loss if we open the branch E2. Now next option, let's open branch E3. So the circuit becomes in this way, and mark all the load currents. It is 1, it is 2, and here it is 5. Now let's find the branch current. As 1 ampere flows here only 1 ampere can flow, and here it is 2 ampere, and definitely here it would be 7 ampere. Now let's find the power loss. So in this branch, as per applying the power loss formula, it is 1R plus 49R plus 4R. So if I add everything, it is 54R. The last option, let's open the branch E4. So when you open the branch E4, the circuit becomes in this way. Now let's mark all the load currents. It is 1 ampere here, 2 ampere here, and it is 5 ampere here. Now let's find the current. As 5 ampere flows here, definitely 5 ampere will flow in this branch, and here it is 2 ampere, and here it will be 3 ampere, because 2 plus 1, here it is 3. Now let's find the power loss here. So here it is 25R, and here it is 9R, and here it is 4R. Now if you add everything, the answer is 38R. Now let's compare all the power loss in different cases. It is 74R, 138R, 54R, and 38R. Our objective is to have minimum loss. So minimum loss is achieved only in this case. So the option is E4. By opening the branch E4, we apply we get the minimum loss, which is only 38R. The option is option D. Next problem. It is from insulator problem. So we have 2 insulators. The voltage is 11 kV. Again, they have given in RMS line to line voltage. We have 2 insulators, and here it is the shunt capacitance. So we can frame 2 equations. So first one is E1 plus E2, which is the overall voltage, which is 11 by root 3. So we need to convert the line into phase. 11 by root 3 into kilovolt. This is the first equation, and second equation we should derive, and here we can write the current equations as I1, and here it is I2, and here it is I3. So it is I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. So incoming current is equal to I2 plus I3. So how to write the I? So I is equal to V by R, which we know. So V, here it is actually XC, and what is XC? It is C omega. So replace all the I by VC into omega. So how to write I1? So here it is E1, and the C here it is 5C. So 5C omega. And how to write I2? So I2 means current flows here. As the earth point, as the common connection comes here, to find the voltage across in the shunt capacitance, we need to take this voltage. So here it is E2, and the capacitor is only C, and then omega. And then here I3, here we have, to find this one, it is E2 5C omega. So take out all the common terms. It is 5E1, it is equal to E2 plus 5E2. So actually it is 6E2. It is 5E1. So E1 can be written as 1.2 E2. This is the second equation. Now let's apply here. So 1.2 E2 plus E2 is equal to 11 by root 3 into 10 power 3. It is 2.2 E2, which is 11 by root 3 to 10 power 3. So from this E2 we can find. So E2 is, when you find this, the answer is 2.89 kV. So the answer is given here. You can also find what is E1. So E1 is 1.2 E2. So the option is answer option B. The last problem. It is from cables. They have given a 3-core cable. So here it is R, Y and B. This is actually core and this is sheath. And they have given C1. C1 means between the core it is 0.2 microfarad and between the core and sheath it is 0.4 microfarad. And they have asked the per phase charging current, which is I. So what is I formula? It is again V by XC, which is V omega C. So V they have given, omega we know, we have to find the C equivalent. So how to find the C equivalent? Here the 3 cores are connected in delta. So convert the delta into star. So how to convert? So in a delta, if you draw the star, so if it is Z1, and if you write this as Z, then what will become Z? Z is equal to Z1 square by 3Z1. So which is Z1 by 3. So but here it is capacitance. So if I write XC is equal to XC1 by 3. So what is XC? It is actually C omega. It is 1 by C omega into 3. So C is actually 3C1. Here it is given as 3 into 0.2. So it will be 0.6 microfarad. So this delta is written in star way in this connection. But we have this core to sheath also comes into matter here. So it is again connected in this way. So here it is 0.4 and here it is 3 into 0.2. It is actually 0.6. So when you add these two, it is actually 1 microfarad. 0.4 plus 0.6. Now we can find what is current. So I is equal to V. So again convert the line into phase. So 11 by root 3 into 10 power 3. And omega it is 2 pi into F50. And for C equivalent it is actually 1 microfarad. So when you solve this, the answer is 2 ampere. So thank you all. To learn in depth on this power system, we can refer these books. So Power System Analysis by Granger and Stevenson, Power System by Nagarath and Kothari, Power System by C.L. Wadhwa. If you want to know more videos in this series, you can chat in the comment box. Thank you all.